Hindus orphan. And we are in the verge of this double genocide where we don't even recognize that we are being persecuted. Like what Machala Swami told, all the pillars of Hinduism, whether it is temples, gurukuls or Goshala, every single pillar is being attacked. And that is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been reviving for more than 2 decades to its original authenticity. For that, he has been persecuted to an enormous level, which nobody can even cognize. And for the first time today, the United Nations have recognized the persecution that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has faced. This is a wake-up call for all Hindus. This is really a time for all Hindus to wake up and understand where we are at today and stand up and voice your hands together for Kailasa. So what you're seeing here is
absolutely
the residence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was burnt by this anti-Hindu elements, and the whole thing was completely telecasted in the media.
Nithyanandam? Nithyanandam? Nithyanandam ma, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, this is Malukanayaki from California, USA.
Nithyanandam ma, thank you so much for live calling in Nithyananda TV. Please go ahead and share what you would like to share.
Today is a big celebration for us. I truly want to congratulate, to give thanks to the United Nations for all the studies that they did, for looking at everything that has happened to Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and for bringing peace, not peace only to the individual, to families, and to the world. And this is a huge milestone. We thank everyone who made this possible. We think it's really historical to see how the Hindu Holocaust is changing.
Absolutely.
How we all been praying and asking for this to end. It's been 20 years going through all these atrocities with our beloved Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. But of course, Hindus have been going through this for longer than that. But today it's a drop of peace. We are very thankful and very grateful for this, because this is a huge opening for the world. As the United Nations noted, so the world will notice that Sanatana Hindu Dharma has done, has given, has helped the world. And also they will notice that Kailasa, that all the sanyas, all the families, all the sacrifices, and everything that was given up to be here to help the world today is a huge milestone. We give thanks because it is moving us into the world of peace, because the world is also noticing that our beloved Swamiji has done so much. He has sacrificed so much. He has given so much, and he continues to give. So I want to thank every single one who made this possible. And peace, all I can see is peace. We're moving into the new era of peace. Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful, ma. So beautifully shared. We are moving into the new era of global peace with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism leading the world into the new world order with Kailasa, and today with the United Nations having recognized the brutal persecution on the Supreme Pontiff and Kailasa. It is extremely important that we as the disciples and followers of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and e-citizens of Kailasa share this news with the whole world. So thank you so much for calling in and sharing. I really appreciate you taking this time to call in and share what you feel about this, and let us share this information with the whole world. Thank you so much for joining us live.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Dear viewers, as you can see here, the continuous attacks, not just in one place, but every single monastery, the temple complex, and the Adinams and the temples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And here the anti-Hindu elements burning the effigy of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism just to send a message that we are here to assassinate Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And this is being live telecasted on a national television channel, and to kind of provoke that kind of a feeling of a mob hatred and mob lynching, so that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism could be lynched by mob once and for all, and he could be assassinated. So many assassination attempts have happened, and today, finally, we feel a sign of relief as all these attacks and persecution have been brought in the face of the international community by the United Nations, recognizing the persecution on Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa, and recognizing the Kailasa nation itself. It is a day where every Hindu should celebrate, because even though we have gone through 5,000 years of persecution, today is the day when that persecution, we have been allowed to tell the persecution to the world in a way the world understands and cognizes and acknowledges the persecution that happened to Hindus, which is something which we have never been able to do. And today, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has successfully brought out the Hindu Holocaust in the face of the international community. That is why today marks a very important day in the calendar of Hinduism, in the calendar of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the oldest living civilization in the world today.
Actually, United Nations estimates that 1 in 3 women faces violence during their lifetime, and 98% of all the femicides go unprosecuted, and 81% of the cases do not get justice. This is what the world is facing today in terms of women's rights, and especially rights of women. And we also have the history of how the Hindu women are brutally raped and tortured post Mughal invasion. And so the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived feminism, has revived the Hindu feminism in an unprecedented way. The Yogini Sarvangapitam, especially
as you are sharing, we have the next live caller. The next live call-in coming in. So let's just take the live call-in as we before we proceed. Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, thank you so much for calling Nithyananda TV. Nithyananda Manati Muktikarandama, thank you so much for calling in live today. And today is the day where we are sharing with the world the breaking news that the United Nations has recognized the persecution of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa. So what would you like to share with our viewers?
If I could, I would go to a rooftop and shout and declare to the world that today is a breakthrough day for all of humanity.
Absolutely.
The amount of intense persecution that Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has gone through, it is only an avatar who could have gone through that intense persecution. And having known, or at least having been in his presence, having had his blessings since 2009, I have seen so much of the persecution, and it broke my heart to see what he had to go through, and the helplessness that all of us as his devotees, we felt at that moment. Yet through everything, what I want to share with the world is Swamiji never stopped what he wanted to do for his devotees, for humanity. The immense amount of work, the blessings, the initiations that he's been giving and sharing has not stopped. Yet he was going through the persecution. His sannyasis, his adinavasis, his sangha, his mission was put through a grinder, literally. And we stood by trying to see who would even give us would lend a ear for us to share what we were going through, what we saw Swamiji going through. And it was, today is a day when we feel that the day has come, the light is shining, where we are being heard, where the justice that we want to see happen for Swamiji, for him as an avatar, to undertake what he is here for all of humanity, through Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Today is when it begins. We are so blessed and we are so privileged to be accepted, to be blessed by him, to be guided by him, to know, to be empowered that anything we put ourselves to, we can make it possible. That strength, what he gives us and all of humanity, I am so happy. I have, it's so priceless to even think of what this can mean and how the world will sit up and take note of every contribution of Swamiji. What he has done, what he is doing, and what he is going to be doing for the world, it is beyond words. I will request everybody to take note and to really look in and understand the truth. I am so empowered that he has shown me how I need to stand for the truth, how I need to share and talk to the world, that my Guru has been going through a persecution. My Guru needs the support and we need to stand by him. We need to stand by Hinduism. And this is the time to raise ourselves to the next level. It is such a privilege to have his blessings. And I request everybody who is here hearing this, the past devotees, so much people have been going through because they were afraid or they dropped. So much has happened. But today is the day to come and stand by Swamiji. Today is the day to come see that the UN is paving the road for us to get this heard all across the world. And I can only share my gratitude, my surrender, that space of bliss that I'm feeling just by even thinking about Swamiji. To be in the presence of or to have the blessings of an avatar is beyond lifetimes. And I wish that for everybody. And I'm so happy today that the truth is coming out. Let us support and let us make this the biggest breakthrough that has ever happened. And I thank you, Swamiji, for giving me this opportunity to stand by you, to fight for you, to fight for humanity. Thank you, Nyanatma Swami.
Wonderful, Ma. Thank you so much, Manitya Muktikananda. So aptly said, so beautifully summarized. Exactly, this is an opportunity that the Supreme Pontiff has given us to just be a part of this huge revival. And in spite of the relentless attacks on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the Supreme Pontiff, just by his tyaga and showing us how we should all respond in the face of such brutal, inhumane torture and assassination attempts and whatnot, how just being in the space of Advaita and only having the non-violence as the only strategy, how the Supreme Pontiff has patiently waited. And today, that very persecution is now being recognized by the United Nations and brought to the attention of the international community as well. So thank you so much, Manitya Muktikananda, for joining live and sharing your thoughts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam.
Like this, there are a number of devotees who wants to share their joy and gratitude for this momentous moment of Kailasa, because for the first time we are seeing the UN has recognized the persecution that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been facing over the decades. So one of the things that Swamiji has revived is the Yogini Sarvanya Peetham that was in the verge of extinct. After 700 years, it was totally, before 700 years, it was completely extincted. And it is Swamiji who has revived this Yogini Sarvanya Peetham as a tradition. And in the world where we see 1 in 3 women faces violence during their lifetime, and 98% of femicides go unprosecuted, it is Swamiji who has revived the Shaktism, the real Hindu feminism, and protected the Hindus. especially female monks. And in Yogini Sarvangapeetham, Swamiji has established a full-fledged Gurukul, a university, and a female monastery, where everything was run by female bodies, and they are empowered to show to help the humanity to experience conscious evolutions as per the principles of Vedas and Agamas. So when the beautiful community was evolving, the anti-Hindu elements uh, and the anti-Guru Hindu media mafia, they conducted worst persecution on these female monks and the children, especially. The children who studied in the Gurukul, they were subjected to such sexual assaults, and they experienced so much of torture by the anti-Hindu elements. And for the first time, all these things are coming out in the international community. So that's the greatest thing that can happen, because now the Hindus are there to listen. Now the Hindus can wake up to this amount of atrocity that is happening to the Hindus, especially monks and the children.
You can see whether it is the persecution in Gujarat, where the Yogini Sarvangapeetham was being destroyed. Okay, we have a next live call in. Viewer calling us live. Let's see who's calling us now. Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, can you please introduce yourself?
This is Ma Shivanyana from Houston, Kailasa Adinam. Swami, I'm really excited to hear this news. The international recognition is a big breakthrough and relief of justice for all the persecution that happened for our Swamiji and the Sangha. There were so many attacks on many of our Adinams. Once an Adinam is destroyed, the entire ecosystem, the lifestyle, it nurtures and practice discontinues, right? But when the Adinams are attacked, the Hindus lose confidence in their religion and forced to settle for less optimal mediocre lifestyle. Now there is a big hope for having an enlightenment ecosystem for people who wanted to follow the tradition with Swamiji's guidance.
Absolutely.
So we should be sharing the great news to the entire world, Swami.
Absolutely, Ma Shivanyana. Thank you so much. Actually, today is a day where we are able to showcase the efforts that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as you said so rightly, Ma Shivanyana, the efforts that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has put towards the building and the revival of the enlightenment ecosystems on one side, and all the efforts that were done against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to stop the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and once and for all lead that great civilization to extinction. So there is one side the effort that the Supreme Pontiff is putting to revive Kailasa and to revive enlightenment ecosystems, Kailasas all over the world, and whether it is in Houston or Los Angeles or in Canada or in Malaysia or in Singapore, and on the other hand, the anti-Hindu elements relentlessly attacking and trying innumerable murder attempts and assassination attempts on Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Today, we have had this recognized that the Supreme Pontiff is a persecuted religious leader, and that's what we are here to share with the world. So beautifully shared, Master Shivanyana. And is there anything else that you would like to share?
I'm very thankful to the UN Nation Committee for coming up out first and recognizing these persecutions. And this recognition by the UN gives a sign of reassurance to all the Hinduism and the Hindu gurus. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming live and sharing your thoughts and your opinions on Nithyananda TV. Thank you so much, Ma Shivanyana, for joining us live today.
Thank you, Swami Nithyananda.
Nithyananda.
And one can see over here a sight that is probably not even as uncommon as one would expect it to be for any individual, any community, any society, any country. Here, you have the news being flashed. This is as late as 2019. Yes, over a decade of continued persecution involving direct assassination attempts on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism numbering over 100. Those are just the assassination attempts, and then a massive character assassination, a defamation campaign, slander campaign, hate propaganda totaling to about 14,000 hours of this kind of a footage. As one can see, repeated footage, repeated telecast of absolutely misleading content, misinformation being spread. One can see the headlines flashing something which is absolutely not even true. What the person is saying does not match with what is being flashed. That started right from the time of 2010 when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was being interrogated by the police, and he clearly saying it's not me in the video. It is the video is morphed, it's fabricated, and what gets flashed is it's me in the video. When he is telling something completely twisting that, just riding on the fact that the fourth estate, the media today is just completely in the control of the parties and in power and not in power, completely politically biased and just used as their mouthpiece, unlike what is supposed to be in a true democracy where the media, just like the judiciary, is not supposed to be having any sides. It is just supposed to be telling the truth as is. But that is practically a dream that possibly cannot even be dreamed anymore. And one can see over here the media literally sticking the camera onto the sannyasis and the followers of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. All this is just cheap tactics to break the individual, to shake the individual, so that whatever the police and the other authorities wanted, the false confessions from the accused, could be extorted. The same thing they tried way back in 2010 by trying to extract false confession from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. And yes, to all of us, his disciples and followers, it sounds like a joke, because the being who has gone beyond the mind, for whom the mind is a tool that he uses just like a pianist plays a piano, just like he has total control over the symphony, the same way he was attempted to be broken, his mental state was attempted to be broken, and needless to say, that could never happen, because there exists nothing called the mind in him as it exists in us human beings. So the relentless torture that he had been subjected to because of this one fact, where false confession could not be extorted. One is, false confession could not be extorted because a crime itself never happened. There was no crime committed. All that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has done is only serve humanity. If there is a crime, then the whole question of humanity, really humanity needs to stand on top of its head and relook at what life is all about. So when time after time, the whole continued persecution, why over a decade? It's because he is standing strong on that one principle, on that one ideology, which he has always been saying from day one. He's come here not to prove that he is God, but to prove that we are God, that each and every individual is not only divine, each and every individual is Paramashiva himself. That Paramashivatva experience, making people understand, telling them, explaining them in words, giving them the experience through the Diksha, through the initiations, this is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been relentlessly on, untiringly, with unending fervor. And that is something which the anti-Hindu terrorist elements cannot digest, because they know once he empowers any Gurukul kid with the power of the third eye, once he empowers any woman with the realization of the divine feminine, once he empowers any individual with the awakening of the Kundalini Shakti, then that being gets consciously awakened and now will push humanity into the superconscious realm, which is what the avatar has landed. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the living incarnation, the Nija Avatara of Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti herself. That is his mission. So much before the Hindus have even recognized or even smelt what where this is heading. The anti-Hindu terrorist elements have long before recognized, and therefore this entire attempt at exterminating him physically from this planet, exterminating Kailasa, his mission, this whole thing done with such a vicious vengeance, because they know he is the last lamp of Hinduism, and that last lamp of Hinduism has the entire promise of reviving Hinduism, not only in one or two dimensions, in its entire facets, dimensions, and glory. And needless to say, that fervor, that patience, and that integrity and intensity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is what makes his monks, his disciples, stand strong and defend against the attacks being made on them, because they are the next lines of defense also, and also the seeds to carry Kailasa and to spread to humanity, to the whole what Hinduism stands for, and why Hinduism should revive, because that is the only promise for, the only hope for, the only possibility for a crime-free, peaceful, blissful humanity.
Yes, Esma, please go ahead. Can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
Magaratma Swami, this is Ma Nithyananda from Kailasa, San Jose.
Nithyananda Ma, thank you so much for live calling in. And today being a very, very, very important breaking news that we are sharing in. Thank you so much for live calling in today. And please go ahead and share what you would like to share.
Ma, this is truly amazing news. I'm so happy, so grateful that it's a big breakthrough today. And His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, our beloved Swamiji, has been facing this relentless persecution for past over 2 decades, and such character assassination, physical assault, sexual assault, and the destroying the Adinam. All this has been going on since past 2 decades, and today it's a big breakthrough that United Nations is recognizing the persecution what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Kailasa and the devotees have gone through, and it's a big victory for us. It's a big victory for Sanatana Hindu Dharma, for Hinduism. And Ma, in spite of the relentless persecution that Swamiji has gone through, he has tirelessly worked, and he has been tirelessly working to revive this ancient enlightened civilization. And he has created this enlightenment ecosystem all over the world. I am part of this one enlightenment ecosystem in San Jose, and I'm so grateful to Swamiji for gifting us this enlightened lifestyle. So in spite of the relentless persecution, he has not stopped. He has not stopped all his service to humanity. And even in this pandemic time, look at what Swamiji has done. He has opened the doors of Kailasa, where everybody is closing the doors. Swamiji has opened his doors of Kailasa to support people, to protect people, So it's really such compassion of Swamiji, and I'm so happy that the world is recognizing it. Finally, the truth prevails, and it's a Satyamev Jayate for us. It's truly very happy about it.
Absolutely.
Gratitude to United Nations.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's an absolute gratitude that we are having for United Nations. Every Hindu feels relieved at the end of the day for the United Nations recognizing the persecution and the Hindu Holocaust. So beautifully shared, Maruti and Divyananda. Thank you so much for coming live and sharing.
Thank you so much, Mata. Thank you,
Nithyananda. And as you are watching us, we have so many devotees and disciples, the followers, the e-Kailasians, who have shared their experience and commented on the SPHJGM page on Facebook, the official Facebook post. So let's see what are some of the comments that have been left by our viewers and e-Kailasians worldwide. So here I'm now projecting the Facebook live post. And if you have not yet liked, commented, and shared this post, now is the time to do that. Here is the pinned post with the hashtag breaking news on the top, which shares how UN is recognized, our persecution. And I'm now going to read some of the comments left by our e-Kailasians and Hindus worldwide. And if you are watching this and if you have not yet left your comment, please go ahead and leave your comment here under this post. So we have Vishnu Goswami saying, thanks to United Nations for recognizing the ongoing persecution on the Supreme Pontiff. Atrocities on Hindu sannyasis continued even in the current days. High time Indian government takes corrective actions. Thank you very much, Vishnu Goswami Ayya, for coming and sharing. Please do share this live post virally. The Facebook post that's there, please do come forward and share this. Like the post, comment under the post, and share the post with all your friends and family. So here we are seeing so many comments left by the Kailasians. V. Rajashekaran is saying, the truth is recognized by the United Nations, the criminals are exposed, and the Swamiji's relentless fight has yielded the result. Gratitude to Swamiji. Absolutely. And we have BC Sridhar from India saying, the world community now knows how Swamiji was targeted for highlighting and teaching non-violence, the essence of all forms of life in Hinduism. Absolutely, Sridharaya, so beautiful. We have Srinitya Padmarupananda who is sharing gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff for standing for Hinduism and fighting for the benefit of humanity, for all of humanity, doing things no one else can and will for Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And we have Chandramula sharing so many years. So finally, the recognition of the persecution. Let's share it with the world. We have Shalini Ashokan from Malaysia saying, such a wonderful news and a big victory for all Hindus. Truth is recognized by the UN. Dharma always wins. We have Vinay Garg saying, what a wonderful news. Gratitude to Swamiji for standing up and the continuous efforts to revive Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And we have Nithyananda Paramashivam who's saying, Swamiji has been persecuted for most of his life as a leader of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Nearly every Hindu in this world has been persecuted in some way. It's time for the truth to be known. Hinduism is the greatest life science and life positive way of living. Let the truth be revealed. We have Gauri Ram Mohan saying, finally, justice is noticed by the world. When is India going to wake up? And we have Manitya Shambhuvananda saying, great news, enrich people through sharing this amazing news. Please do go ahead and share. We have Maitreyi Sola sharing, it's time the truth reached the entire world. This is indeed a wonderful news. And Manitya Katitaranda saying, it is time. Thank you, United Nations, for helping to bring this truth to the world about the injustice done to Bhagavan, Kailasa's SPH JGM, Nithyananda Paramashivam, and to Hindus. We celebrate today. Let's make this news viral. Let's share it with everyone. And Mapiyesha saying, the most awaited happening happened by His grace. And we do have so many comments that are flooding us on YouTube and Facebook. And if you are watching this, please do like, comment, and share the post on the SPH DGM page. And it's time for us to share this news with the world. And as the Supreme Pontiff had shared with all of us before, it is not just the anti-Hindu elements attacking Sanatana Hindu Dharma. It is Hindus not being active. And recently, we saw in the Adi Parashakti's Akashic reading, she said, every Hindu is born with a responsibility to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma. So if you are a born Hindu, a Hindu born to Hindu parents, it is time we take the responsibility and protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And it is the responsibility and the commitment that we have given to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma that has given us this beautiful Hindu lifestyle. So every Hindu, it is our responsibility to share this news virally. Like the post, comment under the post, share this post with your friends, family, near and dear ones, and do tweet with the hashtag that's been projected on the screen. Use the hashtag UN recognizes the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nithyananda and Kailasa. So please do go ahead and share this news virally and with the hashtag and make a tweet sharing this news. And make a 1-minute video, share what you feel about this, and do comment under the live feed on YouTube. That if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, please do comment under the live feed. It is our responsibility to share this news with the world. So if you're watching this and if you have not yet shared this post, please do come and share this post virally with your friends, family, and with everyone. Now, like you can see here, the Facebook post that is being projected. I'm going to read some more comments because we are having the flooding of comments on YouTube showing there finally the fulfillment and the peace that we feel because the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been recognized. The persecution has been recognized. Kailasa has been recognized. What we have gone through has been recognized. The Tyaga of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been recognized. The efforts that Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has put towards the revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been recognized. And it is time we bring out what has happened to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. And I invite each and every one of us who are watching this to please come on Facebook and do share your comments on Facebook under the main breaking news post so that we can share this information to the world and do share this with your friends, family, with your near and dear ones. The most important news that the United Nations recognizes the persecution of the SPH Nithyananda Paramashivam and Kailasa. And use the hashtag that's projected on the screen whenever you're sharing and whenever you're tweeting. Always use this hashtag. So we have Ma Brahmajnana who's saying that this is indeed a great news. May truth prevail. We have Ma Vikas Patel offering his gratitude to Swamiji and Ma Nitya Bhakti Vasyananda who is sharing that deeply grateful to the United Nations for providing this platform in which honest news is shared to see justice, to give a voice to the Hindus who need an honest way to be heard worldwide. Thank you. And we have Krishna Shetty who's saying, we thank the United Nations for the right decision. India should act accordingly in support of Swami Nithyananda. Thank you, Krishna Reddy Ayya. And we have many more comments. And if you're watching this live, please do go to SPH JGM page and do comment under the live post. So we have Vijaya Ramaya who's saying, victory, victory, victory to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. My warm gratitude to Bhagavan. And we have Patricia offering her gratitude. And we have Manish Shukla, who is also sharing this with all the main media channels and sharing this news. And we have Nirma Devi saying, at least even after so many years, justice has been done to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. The truth can never be hidden. And we have Vishnu Goswami saying, gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for standing up for Sanatana Hindu Dharma despite the ongoing persecution. The contribution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to humanity is invaluable. Please do come on the FB page and do share and comment under the live post, the pinned post on the top. Please do share your thoughts and as comments under the live post. So we have Nishi Maski who is sharing. Thank you, United Nations, for recognizing the genocide against Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and SPH and Kailasa. Thank you very much, Nishuji, for coming online and sharing your comment. And if you're watching this, please like the post, comment under the post, and share the post with your friends on your friends timeline, in your news feed. Send it as a messenger. Use and exhaust all possible options to share this. Share it as a WhatsApp broadcast, share it as a tweet, share it on your Instagram, share it on Facebook, and share it in Messenger, share it in WeChat, all the platforms. The world needs to know what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been subject to. So let's all take a moment to go ahead and share this widely on social media.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are. Because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model communities. Kailasas, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together. We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians. I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that. Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity. Withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you if you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are. Because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Peethas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live power manifestation and possibilities manifestation.